There we go. Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here this evening to our. I need to get this situated before I do this. There we go. I'm good. Thank you, Patrick. All right. Thank you. New podium. All right. Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you this evening to our annual National Honor Society induction. This is an exciting evening with lots and lots. If I could count the hours of work and years of all the commitment and dedication that have gone into bringing each of these students to this room this evening, it would be a huge, huge number. So we celebrate your accomplishments this evening. We have 235 students that we are inducting this evening. So I'll start by saying congratulations. Before I turn the program over this evening to our National Honor Society officers, I would like to recognize a few folks that have made the evening possible. First of all, our outstanding pianist, Anwen Dang. Amazing. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, our NHS officers who will run this evening's program and our dedicated advisor, Mrs. Rachel Levy, for her leadership. And behind the scenes, you may not know, but we have a faculty council for our National Honor Society who are instrumental in the decision-making process of each of these members that we're inducting this evening. And they meet a number of times to opine on the different students that we have applying. So I'm grateful to them and for their hours of work in getting our class here this evening. So thank you to our faculty council. And finally, for logistics, for lights and sound, we had Noah Austin and Katrina Stokes, and to Mike Baskin and our TV crew for having us go live. And also, this will be available on our on-demand library, so you can go back and watch it again as you wish. So, as I mentioned, 235 students. We at Conestoga are very proud of you. I know your parents and all of those that are here with you this evening to support you are very proud of you. So, with this evening, you will be charged to uphold the pillars of Honor Society, which are scholarship, leadership, character, and service. So tonight marks the start of your commitment to doing that for yourselves and for the school and for all of those who support you behind the scenes. So we are excited to have you, particularly on the service side, because your tutoring in our Achievement Center is very instrumental in helping those students that come after you. So congratulations to our students. I'm going to now turn the program over to our students, and the first one who will present to you this evening is our National Honor Society President, Berwyn.
Thank you, Dr. Messinger. Good evening, everyone. My name is Berwyn, and I'm honored to stand before you as the president of the National Honor Society. I want to begin by congratulating you all on your outstanding academic achievement. This is no easy feat. Furthermore, I would like to extend my gratitude to the council that oversees and keeps our society running. Today, I want to speak about leadership, a central tenet to our National Honor Society. It's a complementary pillar that supports the values of every NHS member. One of my earliest memories of leadership began in kindergarten, when I was assigned the line leader of the day. My job was simple: make sure my classmates stayed in line and walked safely from point A to point B. I'm sure we can all relate to when we held this temporary yet very special title. It sounds trivial, but the role as a line leader perfectly embodies leadership. I felt the weight of responsibility, the need to be aware of others, and the quiet pride in guiding a group forward. However, there exists an important distinction. Leadership isn't about the loudest, most commanding voice in the room, or the person with the shiniest plaque and the highest title. It begins in the classroom, at the door, leading the line to a common destination. A true leader possesses integrity, humility, and ambition. We must lead with honesty, even when no one's watching. We should be humble and listen to the voices of others. We must be driven and motivated to achieve the greater good and not wallow in mediocrity. I'm confident that each and every one of you have these innate qualities. And for the remaining years at Conestoga, I urge you to actively find ways to strengthen and grow them. Because leadership is a journey. In your life, how will you lead your line? Will you stop and wait for your classmate to tie their shoe? If you get lost, will you collaborate with others and find your way? How we lead right here, right now, will shape our futures. At NHS, we are a powerful community of leaders who uplift themselves. And I believe that every one of you will find your own ways to lead in the future in college campuses and professional forums. The lines we lead will change, but what stays the same is our posture to guide with initiative. As we lead various lines in our lives, I hope you find joy in the journey, in the growth, and in the impact we make together. Thank you and congratulations. And now I'd like to introduce the Vice President, Lauren Pinheiro.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren Pinheiro, and I will serve as your Vice President this year. When you were young, there weren't many opportunities for you to change the world. Your acts of service were likely subtle. Maybe you helped complete household chores, or you picked up your classmate's pencil when it fell. And maybe you were taught the golden rule, that if you treat others the way you want to be treated, kindness will come back to you. Those early moments were the roots that prepared you for growth. Today, you're beginning to discover new opportunities. You're learning about more and more ways to make a difference, whether through volunteering, helping a neighbor, or contributing to global issues. Each minute act of kindness adds something meaningful to the world around you. Like the first blossoms of spring, you're beginning to open up to new ways of serving others and making a difference. Tomorrow, and every day after that, I hope you'll continue to seek out more ways to serve your community. Find issues that aren't often brought to light, and continue to serve the existing causes that you're passionate about. Joining the National Honor Society is much more than an academic honor. It's one more opportunity to make a difference for yourself and others. High school is a time of personal growth, to find out what you like, to figure out who you are. And I found the best way to do this is through service. When you give back to your community, you begin to form personal values about what truly matters to you, and in turn, who you want to become. Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." As members of the National Honor Society, we are called to join together and serve our community. So after this ceremony, I implore you to attempt one act of service, even if it's small. See how it makes you feel and what you can learn about yourself from the experience. Make a habit of seeking out small opportunities to show hospitality, because those small actions, like blossoms on a tree, can grow into something lasting and beautiful. Over time, you'll find that committing to service doesn't just improve your community, but it changes you as well. Thank you and congratulations on this great achievement. And now I'd like to introduce our treasurer, Alexia Tubbs.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to those being inducted today. My name is Alexia Tubbs, and I'm honored to stand before you as your NHS treasurer and speak about a pillar of NHS, character. Character is the most abstract of any of the pillars, making it the hardest to quantify. It encompasses respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, citizenship. The list goes on and on. But perhaps character's inability to neatly fit the box is what makes it so prized. As students, we are encouraged to fill our calendars, AP classes, sports, clubs, jobs. Our schedules show our commitment and drive. And those items, our GPA, awards, titles, these are things that we have. But character is who we are, even when no one is there to see it. Character isn't the club president title on your transcript, but the choice you make to listen and resolve a dispute between two members. Character isn't the AP score you earn, but the time you give to tutor a classmate, even amidst your own work. With so much emphasis on what to do in high school, it's easy to think of character as another bullet point to check off, an abstract pillar you're just supposed to complete. But character is the integrity that makes those achievements truly meaningful. So amidst all your accomplishments, don't forget that your character is to your greatest strength and to continue to let it guide you. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our secretary, Andrew Zhang.
Good evening, faculty, parents, and most of all, students. My name is Andrew Zhang, and I'm your NHS Secretary. I would like to start off by congratulating each and every one of you on your selection into the National Honor Society. This is a significant accomplishment that you all deserve to be proud of, and that was earned, not given, through your hard work and dedication over the past 2 years. Speaking of hard work, the pillar I will discuss this evening is scholarship. On first glance, scholarship seems to be the most straightforward path. We just look at your GPA, a 3-six-figure number. If your GPA is greater than the benchmark, you're in. Simple as that. But numbers are objective and lifeless. They have no meaning on their own. So what do your numbers tell us about you? What about your numbers makes you worthy of sitting in these seats right now? It's your dedication to the pursuit of knowledge that sets you apart. The challenging courses you've taken, the late nights and early mornings, time sacrificed from other activities, hours of studying, stress over quizzes, tests, and school. No one can see this just by looking at a number, but it's there, lingering in the background. Your number tells us that you are passionate about learning, which is why you are here this evening. As you walk across the stage to collect your certificate, keep in mind that scholarship is more than money. It's everything it took to get there that affirms your qualifications to be in the National Honor Society. Once again, congratulations on your amazing accomplishment. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Kantorsik from the TD Board of School Directors.
Thank you, and welcome everyone. On behalf of the Tredyffrin Easttown School Board, I would like to congratulate all of you on your induction into the National Honor Society. When I drafted my remarks for last year's induction, I went to the National Honor Society website, found a list of famous NHS inductees, and used a quote from Fred Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That seemed to work out, so I did the same thing this go around. Went to the website, and I looked for an inspirational NHS movie. This time, it came down to two finalists. Again, Mr. Rogers or Taylor Swift. After some reflection, and probably to the relief of my adult children, I decided to go back again to Mr. Rogers. Before I get to the quote, I want to recognize the extra work that each of you have put in to get to this moment. The 3 adult children I referenced earlier all went through Conestoga, and so I know from personal experience the pressures on your time and mental batteries that come along with earning high achievements at this school. You should be very proud of those efforts and this honor. But as you move beyond induction and into membership, I urge you to keep the following quote from Mr. Rogers in mind. I hope you're proud of yourself for the times you've said yes, when all it meant was extra work for you and was seemingly helpful only to someone else. This quote reminds us that while you can and should be proud of the recognition and accolades that come with giving extra effort when given the chance, you can and should be equally proud of the times to come when you say yes simply to help someone else. And as a National Honor Society members and leaders among your peers, I fully expect that there will be many of these opportunities in your future. I implore you to take them without consideration as to whether it ends in a night tonight. I truly hope you keep saying yes and showing up as your journey continues. We look forward to seeing all that you accomplish when you do. Congratulations again to each and every one. I neglected my duties to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Gusick. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, students and parents. This is your moment. Thanks for all you did that led to this time. One of the things I try to do as superintendent is keep up with hiring trends and generational research. I'm always curious about what the workplace of the future will look like and asking what we as schools can do to help prepare students for that world. Lately, I've noticed a number of articles and commentaries with headlines that sound something like this: Gen Z lacks workspace skills, or young workers aren't ready for the real world. I imagine some of you might have seen these too. When I read those claims, I can't help but smile, not because I think they're right, because I believe they're wrong. And these claims are nothing new. Every generation of young people, it seems, is underestimated by the one that came before. In the 60s and 70s, when baby boomers were young adults, commentators said they were too idealistic, too rebellious, too unwilling to work within the system. Magazines like Life and Time ran cover stories about the generation gap, lamenting that youth no longer respected tradition. They were labeled me generation and decried for creating a culture of narcissism. Yet they transformed our economy by creating an age of personal computing and transformed our society through advancing civil rights and environmental activism. Then came Generation X, the children of the 70s and 80s. Now we're talking about me. We were called slackers. Critics said we were apathetic, cynical, and lazy. A Newsweek article in 1994 called us the whiny generation. The truth, of course, is that Generation X went on to redefine the internet age and built some of the most influential companies in the world, including Google and Amazon. Then came the millennials. They were accused of being entitled, dependent, and addicted to technology. As kids, they received trophies just for participation. Does that sound familiar? Yet that same group has become the largest segment of the current workforce, known for collaboration, innovation, and purpose-driven leadership, and being the engine behind social media platforms and independent digital creation. So when people criticize your generation, don't pay attention to that, because history shows that every generation gets criticized before it gets celebrated. The truth is, while each generation faces its own challenges, many core values that define excellence don't change. They're timeless, cherished across decades, schools, and communities. And that's exactly what the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society represent: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Your classmates described them expertly and in depth. Those 4 pillars are not old-fashioned virtues. They're evergreen ones. They are as relevant in a digital age as they were when National Honor Society began nearly a century ago. So in a minute, as you're inducted into the National Honor Society, remember that you are part of a strong and continuing tradition. The world you inherit may look different, but the principles that will make it better, the pillars of NHS, remain the same. So take your place among those giants who walk before you, and welcome to National Honor Society.
Good evening. First off, congratulations to our tonight's inductees. I have the honor tonight leading our investiture, our inductees this evening. So I ask our inductees to please rise. And please repeat after me. I state your name, pledge to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I've been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and inherit high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Thank you. Congratulations and be seated. And now I invite Mr. Banker to begin the reading of our tonight's inductees. Good evening, I'm Mr. Banker. The accomplishment students here tonight, this night is very important, and we do want all of you and your parents especially to be able to hear your names. So with that in mind, kindly hold your applause till the end. And we begin. Ade Agarwal, Ananya Aluwalia, Liam Atkins, Delphina Almuna Martinelli, Serafina Amici, Mira Amin, Shona Amin, Hannah Amini, Eden Anderson, Bianca Antonacci, Maya Aselta, Hannah Atigay, Mawada Atwa, Raman Babe, Chelsea Bachman, Patrick Berry, Landon Bailey, Kamya Benakana Carey, Madeline Boatman, Bryn Braden, James Braswell, Elizabeth Brooks, Christian Berker, Jillian Burks, Kelly Campbell, Jane Carson, Harshita Tadavadula, Teddy Chen, Sadie Chronister, Ava Chung, Amelia Chuss, Jacob Colello, Henry Cook, Jackson Corbin, Sarah Krill, Elizabeth D'Andrea, Lucy Devlin Verano, Aria Dury, Ava Deep, Samantha DeLulo, Juliana Doble, Liam Donovan, Ashley Dew, Jake Duffy, Avani Dugar, Hudson Dunkel, Madeline Edwards, Kylan Thang, Chenling Feng, David Feng, Mithra Fernando, Toscan Franchek, Benjamin Frischman, Kapil Gandhi, Vincent Gao, Charlotte Garcia, Anna Garcia Guerrero, Alexander Harden, Natalie Brazio, John Gauthier, Katie Gelber, Catherine Generelli, Perva Gerase, Rupali Gogola, Montserrat Gonzalez Rivas, Shreya Gopala Krishnan Shrijeev, Anikith Budi, Natalie Guerin, Reed Gustafson, Zainab Hassan, Emily Hauser, Carolyn Davey, Victoria Hewitt, Olivia Hickey, Catherine Holbert, Alexander Hong, Jocelyn Huang, Lola Huang, Kai Hines, Miriam Iftikhar, Aiden Im, Yashvi Amitkumar Jain, Shreyas Jenna, Ryan Jennings, Kira Jessup, Olivia G, Rohit John Bosco, William Johnson, Charlotte Jones, Calvin Can, Bela Caskey, Keating Kerr, Ion Khan, Aiden Kim, Brenda Kirk, Kira Knopft, Ratan Konda, Landon Kostova, Soham Kodapalli, Katia Koichev, Seth Kramer, Ayanka Kuda Lugoda Arachi, Arush Kumar, Kai Kumar, Andrew Lee, Jessica Lee, Miranda Lee, Alan Liang, Anthea Lin, Drew Nico, Whit Lukens, Jonathan Lutz, Chastity Lee, Toby Lysenko, Declan McDonald, Hamna Mansour, Bailey Mao, Kylie Markulix, Bailey Martin, Paul Martin, Nua Mariam, Rohit Autumn, Nola Alt, Lila McElvaney, Wesley McDonald, Kira McHugh, Corinne McReynolds, Nathan Mercaldo, Madeline Nicollet, Timothy Miller, Rhea Mishra, Daniel Oster, Julia Mott, Krish Adeliar, Alexander Muldowney, Issam Usani, Mehran Usani, Nureya Usani, Ramiz Usani, Jack Myers, Pascal Nelson, Addison Bieber, Brinley O'Connell, Claire O'Connell, Claire O'Donnell, excuse me, Kylie O'Keefe, Emily Owens, Amli Patel, Anjali Patel, Sharon Patel, Jake Patterson, Michelle Eckstein, Bowen Phillips, Elsie Fitz, Daniel Gutierrez, Hanshika Premanadhan, Chloe Brown, Hasia Patumbaka, Yuvan Patumbaka, Johan Rebello, Sloan Redmond, Sophie Richards, Sophia Rowe, Maximilian Ross, Rajan Saha, Lucy Salata, Sophia Salvati, Aman Sindani, Bo Sanders, Amelia Sal, Scarlett Schreiber, Patrick Schubert, Nora Seaman, Karina Shah, Mustafa Sharif, Lydia Shields, Ari Tillman, Sejal Chupla, Rajit Sikder, Ishan Singh, Aidan Smith, Dan Sneer, Cecilia Spina, Anna Sprecher, Neil Srivastava, Lucas Stoyos, John Stofus, Ethan Sun, Shava Suresh, William Schwarzenegger, Tanya Tan, Arvin Tana, Claire Tanner, Logan Terlecki, Kenneth Tripp, Krishna Trivedi, Nora Troxel, Hayden Trudell, Michelle Tsai, Katie Uehara, Nora Yorick, Monish Malasa, Rashid Varshney, Risa Mamula, Visser Vignesh, Liana Wallers, Austin Wang, Emily Wang, Jonathan Wang, Kimberly Wang, Joe Wang, Marjan Wardock, Alexandra Weiser, Nora Weiser, Alexandra Williams, Eric Wilson, Lillian Woods, Clayton Wright, Elizabeth Wright, Kendall Rye, Andy Wu, Sophia Wu, Alessia Checa, Matthew Zhang, Ethan Shu, Daniel Yang, Leo Yang, Ruby Yang, Evan Yu, Caillou Yu, Dan Zhao, Gavin Zhao, Tina Zhang, Bella Zhang, Siwin Zhu. And congratulations to the 2025.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Reedy, and it is my pleasure as a Conestoga High School National Honor Society advisor to congratulate all of the 2025 inductees. Congratulations. Parents and guardians, I know that this has been a long road for you as well. Your students have put in endless hours of studying, projects, getting you to drive them places probably for many, many years. Tonight, you should feel pride and joy in helping celebrate this wonderful accomplishment. It truly is an extraordinary step that they've taken. Students, I look forward to working with you as we, as a collective group, serve the community and our school. I'm going to charge each and every one of you with looking at each of the pillars of the National Honor Society and really continuing to embody those standards. When we're talking about scholarship, we're talking about leadership, character, and service. You will leave your mark on Conestoga through the community service that you provide, and it's going to make the school and our community better. As members of the National Honor Society, you are held to a higher standard. You are leaders and role models within our school. Just as the officers lit a candle for each of the pillars, I think of you as lights to really brighten the world we live in. Congratulations on becoming members of the National Honor Society. At this time, I would like to thank everyone who helped to prepare for tonight's program and for those who participated. We had a lot of people bring this event together, so we're very, very grateful. Thank you to Dr. Kusick and Mr. Kontorzik for coming to join us, my entire administrative team for helping to make this as seamless as possible with as many students coming on stage in a rapid fire way. So thank you for that. And a huge thank you to all of our technical support, Mike Baskin for filming, and for Andrew Ward for helping with all of our lights and sound today. And again, our custodial staff for setting everything up and making this evening as special as really, really good for us. And another unsung hero that you won't know necessarily is Mrs. Barkman. She is our registrar. She helped with so much of tonight's programming and getting everything ready. So we're very lucky to have her. I'm very lucky to have our officers here for leadership and for lots of members who helped to coordinate tonight. So thank you for everybody who helped participate tonight. Again, thank you all. You're welcome to stay and take some photos, but on the way out, I am going to ask the students to remember to turn the sashes in on the way out. So thank you and have a wonderful evening.